Back now to one of our top stories. The families of 21 people who were discovered dead underground in Orkney in the northwest, just outside Klerksdorp, will be identifying their bodies today. The Northwest Premier, Mokgoro, and the Lesotho Consul General, Selimo Thabane, will be joining the families. Authorities say the bodies were already decomposing and had significant burn wounds. Most of the deceased are believed to be Basotho. eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu is following that story and joins us now. So this is always a grim task, is it not, Manqoba? Usually it's through the organized, formalized mining processes that the authorities from Lesotho come into South Africa to help families when there's been an incident at mining sites. But this, I suppose, is even more tragic in that this was about illegal mining as well.
Indeed, Tulas, and the families here really have an unenviable task and a really daunting one of having to identify their loved ones who lost their lives. And earlier on in that briefing that was held at the Matlosana local municipality, the Consulate General of Lesotho confirming that it is indeed 21 people that have died in that particular incident that happened last week, and 10 of those, we do understand, Tulas, are Lesotho nationals. And the families, of course, are here today to come and identify the remains of their loved ones. You recall to us that many of them were found in the area on the street last week and next to a ventilation shaft. And according to what we're hearing so far, according to the preliminary report of the post-mortem that was conducted, we do understand that many of them had suffered severe burn wounds and actually that they were in a state of decomposition. We do understand that DNA has also had to be taken to try and identify some of these people that are here at the mortuary at this particular point. But what the Consulate General could confirm is that they have actually identified 10 of them, and those 10 are Basotho nationals. We do believe that there were tags that were found with the names and some with the villages from where they come from, as well as contact numbers of the relatives who have now come here today to try and identify the remains of their loved ones. But I'm joined now by the Premier of the Northwest Province, Mokgoro, just to discuss this further. Thank you very much, Premier, for your time. Certainly it's not a very pleasant occasion. Families coming to look for their loved ones who died, unfortunately, in this incident. What do we know so far about this particular, and how many people, how many of them were South African, and the nationalities of these people that died?
Well, we don't have the precise detail. What is very clear is that it would appear that the majority of them are Lesotho nationals, but indeed a very, very somber moment where the next of kin to identify their loved ones. But beyond this, I think there is a lot of work that government has to do. All the three spheres of government have to come together and make sure that this scourge, this challenge that has been on for a number of years is really once and for all broken. It is a matter that has an impact on the lives of the people nearby the use mines, but it also has a huge impact on the economy of South Africa. Estimates would suggest that something like 14 billion or so per annum is lost to the economy of South Africa as a result of the mining, illegal mining operations. It is quite an extensive operation, we are told. There is connection to an international syndicate or syndicates. The people who have died and those who are behind bars are in the main foot soldiers. It would appear that bosses out there who are actually directing and giving instructions. So it's an extensive challenge, and we're working with national departments, Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, South African Police Service, and various provincial and municipal institutions. So we stamp out this scourge, this challenge of illegal mining. They do not only go underground to eke out the reef, but in a number of instances they go to mines and actually steal smelted gold, as well as other minerals.
But do you think, as government, that there's a way perhaps to curb this? What are the plans to deal with this issue? Because it is not, the first time that we're hearing of illegal mining here. In fact, last month there was a protest by residents of Stilfontein who raised this very particular issue of mining, illegal mining. They're saying that they fear for their lives. What's the plan to deal with this, Premier?
Well, I think we have, over a number of years, relied on SAPS and their intelligence apparatus to deal with this. But just this incident alone says to us we have to look more in-depth and a lot broader in terms of tackling with this. And that is why I have been emphasizing an integrated approach to this problem. Just to give us an example, what are the things that enable this kind of illegal operation to go on? Are we doing enough in terms of rehabilitation of mines? Are those who actually operate these mines, I'm talking about the mining houses, are they doing enough in their relationships with DMRE?
Can I ask you that, Prima, do you think, from where you're standing, are they doing enough? Is the Geoscience Council doing enough in terms of...
There is a lot more we need to do. I think that's the essence of what I'm saying. There is a lot we need to do. There is a lot we need to demand in terms of rehabilitation of mines. Because if we just leave in a reckless fashion the mines as we depart, having exhausted the minerals underground, and we don't take the necessary safety precautions to prevent illegality such as entry of such operators, then this is just going to perpetuate. So I think that is one of the areas we should be focusing on.
Okay. Thank you very much, Premier of the Northwest, Job Mokgoro, speaking to us there. Of course, the relatives are here. In fact, I'll just step out of shot just to show you so that you can see some of the relatives that have come here this morning from Lesotho to come and identify their loved ones. What a grim task that awaits these families here today, but we do understand that they will be able then to take their relatives back to Lesotho in order to be able to lay them to rest.
Sure. That is horrible. Thank you for that. eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu there reporting on that particular situation. A really, really grim and traumatizing task that those members of those families now have to deal with in the wake of that incident in Orkney.